I ate a meal this big every day for a year. I lost 140 pounds and I have maintained it for 4 years. Today, I talk about the maintenance, about 3 things I wish I could tell my younger self. Boy, it would have made things so much easier. Let's get started. First of all, we know what my 3-year-old ago self thought about maintenance because I have a YouTube video right here about what my maintenance plan would be. I have a little update that was a year ago, but in the last year, I have faced extreme challenges to maintenance. And frankly, I'm kind of amazed as I look back that I didn't gain 100 pounds in the last year. Okay. And so what I've learned in this year will surely help at least a few people out there. Now, first of all, my basic concept 3 years ago was essentially I would continue to eat in a way that I had been eating that had been working. I would just have a little more flexibility. So to lose the weight, I ate one giant outrageous meal in an hour. So I'm a 1 meal a day eater for the weight loss phase. And in that original video, I said, well, you know what? I think what I'll probably do is like a 2 meal model and just have some more calories and all that. And that is absolutely 100% the right approach and spirit, because really for something that has worked so well for me for weight loss, why would I then just like throw it out and go do something entirely different? Notably, perhaps go back to what I was doing that caused me to be 280 pounds in the first place. That would be a bad idea. Ideally, what we have is that we find a weight loss solution that is a way of eating that will carry us through into maintenance, providing us that bridge. And so implementing the intermittent fasting and seeing so much success with it, if you are doing that as well, absolutely keep doing it. We need to be mindful of the little game-changing elements in what we're implementing that sort of help reduce some of the past struggles that we've had. But in that video from 3 years ago, or actually it was maybe even 4 years ago now, I was very focused on the food aspect of this, on the point that eating 1 meal in 1 hour reduces our insulin response. It gives us that biological edge in weight loss, and that is absolutely on point. That is absolutely true, but you know what else it does? And I really have only come to appreciate this in the last year or two, is the boundary. I mean, for goodness sakes, we eat, we walk away, we eat, and we go be awesome. That's what Eat Like a Bear is. Eat and go be awesome. It's about that boundary. If you eat and you're done, you know what that means? It means you're not still eating, okay? Not to be ridiculous, but maybe we all need a little boundary or two in our lives, especially with the food. And so, yes, the biology of this, which was my focus of the 4 year ago video, but the psychology of this. And so I continued to implement the intermittent fasting aspect. But interestingly, in these years, I found that 1 meal a day, or like a 1+ meal, is easier than 2 meals, not harder. Because first of all, my maintenance calories for the day is only like 1,800 calories. Having 2 meals of 900 calories, neither meal is going to be particularly like knocking my socks off. Probably. It's not bad. It's not bad. But the thing is, I have the 900, let's say, in the stylized example. I'm still wanting to eat for the day because 900 is not really enough for like maintenance for most people. I'm not done. And because I'm not done eating, I keep thinking about eating. And so then like 5 hours later, I have the other 900 calories. And in all those 5 hours, I've had to struggle not to eat more, you know? I'm tired of struggling with the food. So like that 5 hour window, you're like, oh, that's going to be easier. It isn't actually easier for me. 2 to 3 hours seems to be kind of my sweet spot. And so point number 1, what I would teach my younger self is like lean into the framework. It's not terrible if you sort of stay in 1 hour. If that's what works best for you, you don't have to go to 5. And in fact, 5 might be harder. I do find 2 to 3 to be sort of ideal for me. That's where I've landed. And I've landed there because of the psychology aspect of it, not the biology. It's easier, not harder. And really the whole long game question in maintenance is, what are the decisions and structures we can set up to make things easier, not harder? Oh, we'll talk more about that. But what are we eating in those 2, 3, 4, 5 hours or whatever we end up doing in maintenance, what are we eating? And so when I started into maintenance, I'd been eating pretty much like this for a year. And then I thought, well, wow, this is maintenance. And as long as I stay low carb, I'm going to be okay. And, the keto world has exploded and there is no end to the number of, I don't know, fat bombs you can make. Fat bombs, that's like the keto community word for dessert that is an excuse as like sort of a health food. They are called fat bombs because they are loaded with fat. The real harsh reality is that they will also make you fat. I don't care what people say about it. It would make me fat. And so everyone else out there that they're not making fat, good for y'all. Good for y'all. Okay. A lot of the popular keto foods will make you fat because they center around a bunch of coconut oil, a bunch of cream cheese, a bunch of like grated cheddar. And that is very, very fatty food that is very high in calorie that I don't find to be as satiating as, well, I don't know, this iceberg lettuce. And so I can eat like a mountain of this and stay like within like a kind of a calorie range and get more nutrients, maybe not in the iceberg, but in other greens and stuff too, get a more diversity of nutrients over time and feel full. And the other thing is I eat a big salad like this and I'm done. I eat a fat bomb and I want to eat 700 fat bombs. Okay, I'm just being real. I don't know, the keto casseroles loaded with cream cheese, the keto enchiladas or things like that, gosh, they're delicious. And boy, oh boy, would I struggle with weight gain if I added those like a lot to my maintenance. I'd eat a keto enchilada now. I'm not like afraid of a keto enchilada, but I can't lean in to the keto enchiladas. That's the point. But let's talk about what we're leaning into. And this is really the key third critical point. And here we go. How did we all get fat in the first place? And what is the number one thing that's going to pummel our maintenance? You guys, it's the same darn thing. It is the same darn thing. We have to work on a root cure for this same darn thing. And that same darn thing is what I sort of generally call the bad day. Okay, so we all have good days. We all have bad days. Some of our good days are better than others. And across people, like my good days might be better than somebody else's good days. But we can all look at our own lives and say, some of these days are a little better than other days. And it's those other days, it's the bad days, it's the really, really hard, challenging days. Those are the days we get fat. On like the good days, we can go out, we can kind of say no to things. It's okay. But boy, on those bad days, that's when it can all just fall apart. And that is how we get to, 280 like I was, and so much higher on the scales. Had I not found all this, I'd be way up in there somewhere at some point by now, because it's just so easy. It's so easy, especially as those bad days pile up. Gosh darn it. And so if we're getting fat on the bad days, because we're making the bad decisions, right? It's the same thing in maintenance. It is the exact same thing in maintenance. And so as I work on the boot camp for Eat Like a Bear, and as I reflect, okay, so you guys know I'm coming out of like 8 months ago, a really traumatic thing happened in my life. It may not seem traumatic to you guys, but it was deeply traumatic. And that is, I live in the Giant Sequoia National Monument. On private land, a little private land island. A big part of my whole story is hiking and being here, being out. And we have amazing specimen trees here, giant sequoias. They're the largest living thing on Earth. And some of them are 2,000 years old. We had a massive wildfire here in the fall, and many of those groves are almost completely destroyed. It's devastating. It's deeply devastating. I won't start to cry. I promise. It's been very stressful. It has really challenged my daily decisions. That has really caused me to shine more of a light on all of this and really think about that bad day problem. The bad day problem that likely is a reason that many people in our community now are struggling with the weight loss phase because they're coming up against the bad days, right? Right? Gosh, of course. And then maintenance too. The bad days come, do they not? Of course they do. Of course they come. And so what do we do about them? And so maintenance, the problem with maintenance is the same problem with weight loss. what do we do to structure our lives so we are better able to deal with those bad days? And it's a concept that I introduced a year ago in the community, in a video here on this channel, in a vlog that I did. I did that when I was working on the early draft of the book, Half My Size with the Ridiculously Big Skillet. I did final edits on that book in the last week, and it has benefited so much from this experience of the evacuation and the devastation. And so there is so much more psychology baked into that book. And I know a lot of you guys have the digital version of it. And so when you look for an update, it will be updated as digital. It's still in production for print, but there's just really good new stuff in there. And I lay out a strategy. And so for those of you who are just looking at the recipes, go into the key core content of that book. Also notably the boot camp. If you haven't heard about it, you will. 12-week boot camp, launched quarterly, will be filled with strategies, ultimately strategies designed around this key fundamental problem. And so interestingly, as I think about like my younger self and what I would have said, yes, continue to do the things in maintenance that helped trim you up. And eating better is surely one of those things. But how do you do it every single day? How do you do it through the very bad days in your life? This is the most difficult thing we can do. It's also the most important. The stuff in the boot camp is actually very simple. So much of it is very, very simple. And as we all know, the simplest things to do are also the simplest things not to do. But doing those simple things with the right spirit, with the right intention, structuring your life so that you have the intention to get through that bad day, making decisions that support your long-term interests, your long-term goals of being healthy, of getting out and living a vibrant life. That is what it's all about. That's where we're all going to win the long game, guys. Handling it in such a way that we're not struggling all the time with it, that we really are focused, living our vibrant lives, focused on our vibrant futures. That's what I want everyone to aim for. I want everybody who's just found Eat Like a Bear, just at the beginning stages. I want everybody who's at any stage of struggle with implementation, but also struggle with the maintenance. It's time to join together, you guys. It's time to lean in. It's time to unleash it all, right? And set up our structures so that we can thrive. And those structures likely include some kind of time-restricted eating, though if you don't do that, it's okay. We can still be friends. Probably choosing your foods very strategically, recognizing that maybe you shouldn't eat 900 fat bombs, and maybe most important, engaging in activities on those good days so that our bad days will be that much better and we'll be that much more likely to make the decisions that will drive the long-term success. That's what we're doing here, guys. That is what we're doing. So find me all over social media doing that very thing. Find me in boot camp if you want to dig real deep, because I'm serious, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'll see you out like on the trail living vibrantly. Bye-bye.